Okay, here we go. Sorry. Welcome to Cleo's Corner Gardens. Today we're going to go through the big garden, which is officially Cleo's Corner. And I'm just going to show off what we've got going in the bed so far. This is a very new garden, but there's definitely a lot of life. So I'm just going to show you what's going on right now, and then we'll progress throughout. So on this first bed, on the borders, I've tried to include as many flowers as we can to attract pollinators. And then in this bed, we have watermelon. Only 2 plants right now because they will be vining out a lot. So these are Charleston gray watermelons. And then we've already got a lot of squash vining out here. These are unidentified because they all started in the compost bin. And for anyone that does have a compost bin, you know that you put a lot of pumpkins, anything like that. The seeds go in as well, and then you get a lot of volunteers. So I just thought I'd take the opportunity to put them in the ground and see what comes up. So as you can see here, this is quite different from this one. And then here we have sweet corn coming up. You can see right here, here. And I tried to get it as much in a square as I can because they are wind pollinated plants, meaning that need the wind. They take the female part of the plant and they drop it, they take the male part of the plant, drop it on the female part, and that's how we get corn. I'll go more into detail on that, but that's why they need to be so close together. And then here, if you get in super close, we've got butternut squash. And then we've got more flowers here. We've got an ornamental gourd. And then here we've got more flowers, sunflowers, borage, alyssum. And then I've sprinkled in some lettuce and dill here and there. We've got these stakes in the ground because, again, we have cantaloupe coming in the house. So once those are a little bit more established, those will be going in here. And then here we've got, piece of trash. It's a dinosaur toy. In this bed, we have peppers. Here we've got sweet bell peppers. And then we have jalapenos. And then just along this border are some cucumbers that are coming up. Right here is the tallest one we've got so far. And eventually I'll be putting in some string so that it can be trained going up. Okay, and in this bed we have tomatoes. These are vining tomatoes. So they're just going to be vining up this way, and they're just on a string. And then around them I put in some basil, more alyssum, and some marigolds. And in this bed we have tomatillos. These are Queen of Malinalco, and they're a little bit different than maybe a regular green tomatillo. They're a little bit longer and yellow, but I'll see how those taste. We've never eaten a tomatillo, so we'll see. And then we have more tomatoes. I have San Marzano tomatoes, and then over here I have Home Save Seed, and these are called Black Krim, and they're red with like a little bit of dark purple on the top. And then we have some more bell peppers on this side. Okay. And in this bed, I put a lot of sweet potato vines. sweet potato slips, I should say. So you can see them here all along, and these will vine out a lot. So this whole bed will get filled up for sure. And then this is something I made earlier this year. It's just 2 bays to turn compost. It's a hot compost system, so that means you have to turn it every few days to keep the microbial life going. So it actually is due to turn today, but I can show you guys that later. So in this bed we have snap peas, and these are on a trellising system similar to how I want to do the cucumbers, but it's just simple string that's going intertwining and supported by these sticks. And in this bed we have our potatoes. Now this bed was slightly ravaged by a gopher, but he is no longer with us thanks to a gopher trap that we got. And we can go into detail on that later. In this bed we have all onions. So not much to say on that other than we're pretty excited about our onion bed. We love our onions. And then over here we've got a few different things. I have some extra sweet potato slips that came in. We've got cabbage. This is more of a trap cabbage, I should call it. I put it in mainly so that the pests would eat it, not really to eat ourselves. And as you can see, it has been munched on quite a lot, so that's good. Compared to the cabbage that's right next to it, it hasn't really been touched. So that's kind of the idea of having a trap crop, something that can get eaten, that you don't mind getting eaten, compared to one that you want to save later on. And then over here we have, you can't really tell, but if you get in super, super close, we have carrot seedlings coming in. Can you see? So that'll be pretty exciting later on this year. So, okay, more flowers. And then in this last bed, we again have a few different things. I'll first go into detail about this. This is just a pot that does not have a hole in the bottom. I filled it with rocks and water. The water is to make sure that the bees have a water source, so that way they have everything they need in the garden. Miss Emily's having an issue. Okay, and then we have, I put more carrot seedlings in here, or sowed more carrots in here. Again, super small, hard to see, but we've got some coming in there. Okay, good. And then just some ornamental flowers, got peony. And then this one is citronella. And if you ever have grown citronella, you'll know what it's used for. As soon as you rub up a leaf and give it a whiff, that's what they use in bug repellent. And it's just kind of a useful plant to have if you ever wanted to make a homemade mosquito repellent or something. And then this is comfrey. I'm growing comfrey to make some homemade fertilizer, but that I just transplanted that maybe a month ago, so it's not really ready to use quite yet. And yeah, that's basically the garden. This is the newest garden in our collection in Cleo's Corner. And stick around because we would love to show you some of our other gardens. Love to show you the worm farm eventually, and go into more detail of some of these plants and some future plantings that we have coming up.
Good?
I think so. Hello. I'm really trying to read out of my mouth.
Do we have a follower?